that you are the light, and you are the symbol of the light, and you are the light, and the light of the universe is oneness, and divinity is within all things. The consciousness in you recognizes the consciousness in all things. That is the symbol. That is the light. Light in all wavelengths. The seen and the unseen, the felt and the unfelt, the discovered and the undiscovered, the known and the unknown, the particle and the wave. The light that is ever flowing, ever changing, ever present, always and ever. You are the light of the world, the light shining before all and everything. All we see and all we do brings awareness to our moment. The last year or so, I've been introducing my son to Doctor Who. Like they need one more thing to get attached to, right? But in doing so, I've kind of kindled my own fascination with that character that can travel anywhere in time and space and interact with that time and that space. It occurred to me that to do so, you have to be fully present. Right? You have to be totally yourself. Or things could get really weird really fast if you're not paying attention. There's some foreknowledge sometimes, depending on where they are in the episode and what they're doing, but not always. Sometimes people know more than what the characters do about their own lives from interacting with them, which is also pretty interesting. One of the themes explored recently was that time is able to be rewritten, or that time can exist alongside other times simultaneously. And in that, still, these people are mostly having fun, depending on who's chasing them at the time. And it doesn't extinguish their experience as the witness for what's unfolding before them. They don't worry about the past or the future. They worry about what's happening then. And worrying about then doesn't diminish any of the hope or the caring or the service for each other or the love. A few weeks ago, when we were in Advent season, we spoke about hope. We talked about hope being seen and unseen, and that hope is a recognition of more that we can be at any given time and in any given place. That we can be that light shining in the darkness. And if we don't recognize what kind of darkness we are in, if we are not equipped at the time to navigate darkness or understand the light within, it's still okay, you're still the light. Right? Because sometimes people just don't know. One of those times for me was I was about 28 years old. My first marriage was coming to an end. I had a 4 and a 6-year-old. And as you can imagine, I don't even remember the whole thing, which is just fine with me. I'm sure my brain freaks out several times. And I know there are times that I did pretty well, and other times I don't have, like I said, much recollection. But I do remember that one of my best friends at the time, who's been out of my life since, said something close to when people are under stress and in a hard place, their true selves emerge. And she had to remove herself from my true self. Now, as you can imagine, I thought about that. Still thinking about it, obviously, all these years later. And I was aware of those words again when other things happened in my life. You know, whatever reason that got echoed back. But I found that echoing back on those words caused me to be not so honest with myself and what I was feeling. because I tried to make sure everybody around me was okay with whatever was happening with me. Sometimes we have to be our true human selves and figure it out. And if we're not, then it's really, really hard to recognize that light within. So again, we're too busy outsourcing what we think needs to happen or what somebody might think in the future. We're not in the present. So really, probably both ways for me were unsuccessful. The going emotionally overboard and then making sure everybody else was all right. But in any case, the light is still there. The internal light, shining and showing choices and shining and showing ways forward. That divine light of nature is part of us all the time. The part sometimes we can't handle about each other, that we say we don't like that and remove ourselves, that's our human part. That's the part that doesn't always get it. It's trying to figure it out. Everybody still has that light that connects to everything else, and that is the true love, and still is there in that oneness with the light, with the frequency and particles and waves and paradoxes and creation. It's all still there. But our humanness has different lenses and different perspectives, different droplets in the ocean, different puzzle pieces of the whole picture. Pick your metaphor. Many, many individual parts making up the whole. So our part is to recognize that light, our own unique frequency, our own unique wave and our shade, and strengthen it and make it the best. And we saw some people, Mike shared his love of music and picked a song that totally matches our theme today. We had a nice little piano piece over here. All different ways of shining that light. So have you ever completed a puzzle and found for whatever reason there's a piece missing? And that piece could be anywhere. It could be like right in the middle or close to the edge. And it may sometimes look like you finished the puzzle, and other times all you can see is the missing piece. And when you're really aware, and when the light is just right, it's recognizable. And it drives you crazy trying to think of where that puzzle piece is and how you're going to find it. And why did I spend all this time doing this puzzle if that piece isn't there and I can't finish it? And in our frustration, we leave it. We just leave it there on the table, in a corner, getting dusty. But one day we have an inspiration. We think we're going to clean it up. We go to that spot, we start dusting, we might move some furniture and vacuum. Maybe we pull back the curtain and let the light in. And while we're doing that, oh my goodness, there's that piece right there, sitting the whole time, just waiting for you to act on that inspiration. The light didn't change. That room is still the same, but our perception changed. Our recognition of the light changed. We figured out maybe we need to move the curtain to see a little bit better. That's healing, that moving with the inspiration. Our lives are all kinds of puzzle pieces, all kinds of memories, all kinds of interpretations, all kinds of wonders and joy and colors. Whether our light is covered with a curtain and whether we have the awareness or not to pull back the curtain, but also to do some cleaning and arranging. Then our puzzle pieces start to fit. Our human puzzle. Thing is, we can't pull somebody else's curtain back. We can't go into their house and say, let's tidy up, and I bet you that puzzle piece is there. It doesn't work that way. We can show them, though, that we pulled back ours and display the full picture. And that's what sharing that light is. sharing with each other that's how we discovered that all we need to do is pull back our individual curtain. In the vast expanse of existence where cosmos weaves this intricate dance of energy and matter, consciousness expands, emerges as a beacon of light. It is a journey, personal and collective, beckoning us and transcending the confines of the mundane, the humanity, and exploring the limitless depths of our divinity. At its core, consciousness expansion is the process of awakening to the interconnectedness of all things, recognizing that intricate web that binds us to each other and the cosmos and the universe and all the stars. It's a realization that we are not isolated puzzle pieces, but rather integral threads in the fabric of the universal consciousness. The universe is one big puzzle. We're just a tiny little piece. But are we willing to find our spot there? In everyday life, consciousness expands, manifests in a myriad of ways, touching every aspect of our existence with transformative power. It invites us to approach the world with open hearts and open minds, to perceive the subtle nuances of existence that often elude our ordinary senses. And at its essence, consciousness expansion. That light within is cultivating our deeper awareness of ourselves and the world around us. It's about peeling back all those layers of conditioning, of societal constructs, obscuring our true nature, and embracing the radiant essence that lies at the core of our being. And in this hustle and craziness sometimes of modern life, it's easy to become lost in that whirlwind of people and obligations and distractions. We lose sight of the deeper currents flowing beneath the surface of our daily routines. It's precisely in these moments of stillness, like what we had when we first came together today, and that introspection, that the seeds of consciousness expansion are sown. It's in these quiet moments of contemplation, in recognizing our intuition, pulling back the curtain, that we catch glimpses of our true selves, reflected in that mirror of existence. We see ourselves in each other and in the nature around us, in the light that we light each Sunday. It's in that simple act of being present, fully, completely, open to ourselves and the boundless possibilities that lie beyond the confines of our limited perception. The light invites us to explore our inner world, navigating our internal depths, and allowing and showing us that we have the courage to do so if we just add a little curiosity. That journey of self-discovery is the journey of the universe. That's who we are. And we practice things like meditation and mindfulness and shadow work and self-inquiry. We learn to attune ourselves to the world around us and attune ourselves to what our heart is connecting to. We listen to our intuition. Sometimes it's this tiny little voice, but it's there. And we trust it. Yet it's not just an inward journey, this following the light. It's also outward expansion, embodying the truths that we discover within ourselves, shining our light so others can do the same. It's a recognition that our thoughts, our words, our actions have power to shape the world around us. And when we do that, when we have those actions, when we pull back the curtain, that ripples outward. It touches everything. Our interactions with others invites others to cultivate that empathy and compassionate understanding within themselves. might know for the first time that that's even a possibility in their lives when you're willing to share that with somebody else, or even show that you have that in yourself. We recognize that we're interconnected, and that well-being is one of the intimately tied to the well-being of all. So when you take care of yourself, you shine yourself, we take care of the whole planet. It's a commitment to living in harmony with the natural world, honoring the sacredness of all life, and to tread lightly upon our earth. Being light is also the journey of growth, evolution, continual process of becoming, and being aligned with our highest potential. It's a journey of embracing change. Change stinks, and yet that's what our whole life is, right? It's nothing but change and uncertainty and surrendering. And crazily enough, my kid is learning that from Dr. Who. During our struggles and challenges, that light, that conscious expansion invites us to find meaning and purpose, to transmute our pain into wisdom and our wounds into a source of strength. It's a journey of resilience. So even when we're recognizing that we can't deal with our own human selves, or somebody else doesn't like the way we're handling our human selves, we can persevere, we can heal, we can rise from all that. Forge a new path forward. It's courage, it's conviction. And if you haven't figured it out yet, those of you that have been Unity a long time, the next couple of months is going to be nothing but 12 powers. That's where we're headed. Because that's what this is. That's the light. And it's the way we access the light and recognize it. So as we embark on this journey, wherever you are in your journey right now, remember that you are not alone. You have all these people around you that are willing to be in the same place at the same time and shine that loving universe in support for each other and all of the people online. I think there's 5 of them. So may you all walk with courage and grace, humility and reverence, knowing that you are beings of light, infinite, eternal, bound only by the limits of your imagination, your willingness to pull back the curtain and find all your puzzle pieces.